Okay, I'm wanting to talk about paradigm shifts. So, humanity's about to go through multiple paradigm shifts. We've been through a huge one, actually, a couple of huge ones in the last mm, 25, 30 years or so. The first major paradigm shift we went through was from doing everything on paper to doing um, everything digitally online. So I'm going to do a little presentation here to kind of illustrate my point. It's a poem that I wrote, and I'll call it When We Left the Paper World. And here it goes. The feel of paper was everywhere. Nothing was done without turning a page, not finding a pizza, not calling a ride, not passing notes, not looking up your contacts, not reading stories, not reading news, not even looking at ads, well, except TV, not finding your way in the world, not looking at your pics, definitely not sending mail, not taking notes, not creating docs or spreads, not presentations. Your fingers did as much walking on paper as you did on the street. You could feel everything with your fingers: paper, pencil, and pen, and clickety clickety ding metal keys on a typewriter. Grocery bags are back. Imagine that. Almost the first to go back then, it seems. Now every last bit, and music and TV too, in your pocket. All those textures, all those sizes, all those colors. Paper planes and paper boats, origami swans, fortunes and cookies. Maybe we can keep that last. But something organic now just feels like stony glass. But we abide. We abide. We're spinning and swiping and pinching zooms on those screens, a paradigm that changed the touch of almost everything in the world. We're spinning and swiping, stepping screen-tied and asleep through an Aslantean door. The white rabbit is silently leading. Do we even notice? AI is here to help. Less swiping and tapping for us. Razzle dazzle. If paper was a moon-sized paradigm bubble, screens are gas giants. Viruses equal asteroids and comets. AI is a galaxy of paradigm shift. Lift your head. This is getting into what AI is doing, what it's doing to our world. We're going through a paradigm shift with AI that's comparable to the adoption of the internet and the digitization of everything, how we access everything online instead of on paper. It's it's on a level that's even greater than that. And I think it's going to render some things no longer viable or sustainable. Here's where I'm getting at. Maybe 15 years, 16, 17 years ago, when we were kind of hashing around things like democratic socialism versus capitalism versus communism, and a lot of people wouldn't know one from the other for the most part, and they really don't know. We're not experts on systems, at deep level. We get the surfacey stuff. and everybody takes their kind of cartoon mental image of what those systems actually are and how they function and the differences between them and plays with them for points. But we got something more important to deal with. We need a new ism. And that was my thinking back then. Yeah, because the old saw is, well, we can't find anything worse than capitalism except for every other system that we've tried. People will throw that at you all the time. But, but I need some coffee to keep going. I thought, why not get a new ism? And I called it techism. And I figured, we could figure out how to distribute resources based on human need, environmental science, and just overall efficiency, and use technology instead of money. Take it away from a transactional nature to just a needs-based nature worldwide. It would change the dynamics of an awful lot of things if we did that. And now with AI coming into play, once AI has the ability to access databases, spreadsheets, um, to deal with records and video and all those kind of things, we could use it to enable a system that doesn't require direct labor in exchange for money to be able to do things. Oh, this is going to take a while to fade in, but the need for humans to work, it's on its way out. And it's up to us whether this paradigm shift comes across like falling down a mountain uncontrolled or gracefully flying like in a zeppelin, but not one with hydrogen. You know, we can do better. We can. I know it's a possibility and a capability, but we need a paradigm shift in how we organize society to match the paradigm shift and how we're going to be able to manipulate society and work that's coming with AI. If we just paradigm shift it and keep capitalism the way it is, what use are the billionaires and almost trillionaires going to have for the rest of us? And we see their little wars and what they do to make money. We've seen it more than once. You can play your team, my team, but we've seen it. And with the way news is and how in your face it is and available it is, you can't unsee it. So sit back and think about it. This is an armchair exercise. Nobody's saying that you're going to lose your job tomorrow. Who knows? Nobody's saying that you got to stop working for a living until they say you do. But what if we all had our needs met and all of a sudden our social status was more about how creative are we? How fun are we to be around? What kind of cool things can we think up and dream up? And how well can we treat each other? What if our status was based on that instead of how many hours we can plug away to get money? And in most cases, barely enough to keep a roof over your head and food. And, there's so many people that live on that level. And then there's those that have fallen below that level. And what happens when they don't need us if we keep doing things the way we're doing? Yeah, you see China making armies of humanoid robots. Think about it. Think about it long and hard. Eh, maybe not super long, but take some time. Take some time. Let it settle. Peace.